We are halfway through the day for the EU Open Leagues here at the Wingman Season 9. Can you believe it? It's been 9 seasons of Wingman.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I think I don't even think I was playing PUBG for the first 4.
I was gonna say, when was the first? Because I think we had
5.
Nordic Clash first, and then we had Season 1 of Wingman after that.
Yeah, it
must have been.
But
I should know. I made the music for Nordic Clash.
I started playing back when I think some of the NA players were still in the same. Like I think EU and NA were in one group. Because I remember I remember getting killed by Duck a lot.
Duck.
Back when he was on Ronin.
Yep.
So that's
it's gotta be like early 2018, I would think. Like, I think Wingman started right around Season 1 or 2.
I think it was the same time. Yeah, it was like one happened and the other was right after.
We almost at a 10 season jubileum next.
We're getting through a lot of games.
Anniversary jubileum. That's a very Danish word. Anniversary next season.
I'm looking forward to that one.
I think there's gonna be something.
I hope you do something special.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's gonna be something massive happening for Season 10. Excuse me. Horseman alongside Krasuga, 19-point victory. They solidify themselves in a what I would assume a push up towards the top 16.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure where they were on the leaderboard beforehand, but I know they've not had the greatest first 2 days. So this is absolutely vital to their chances.
Oh yeah, for sure.
To make it in. And we saw a lot of our top teams didn't have an amazing game. Swansea Spring to Mine, M47 only on 1 kill. Even Game Frame only had the 3. I mean, 3's actually pretty decent in Insurance game.
I'm still looking at the Grim Ravens, and I saw them on Sanok. I saw the potential on Sanok. I just have not seen them being able to really pull up anything since then. Now, they are still close. They're sitting in 10th place right now. I want to say pretty comfortably with a 13-point buffer down to 16. So they should make it to the finals, but I really want to see them do something more. They were fragging hard on Sanok. They stumbled on Miramar, and now I haven't really seen them been able to do anything.
They've full on fallen over now.
Yeah, I mean, they just haven't been able to pull off anything on the rank today.
Yeah, but we're looking at sort of a 3.5 to 4 points average to make it into the finals.
Yeah, you would say
and
so.
What, if I could do maths, 60, so 18, 36, 46, 54. So
that's a nice plane.
Yeah, the zoomer. But I think they need like 5 points. I want to say 5 points and they're safe.
I think there's a lot of, what do you call it, when you like get whiplashed in the car?
Yeah.
A lot of people are breaking their necks sitting in that
necks.
plane. I'm surprised people did all his job, because there's a lot of broken necks in that plane and the pilot who's probably getting fired. Yeah, is that Wilhelm flying? Is that what's happening?
We're going to have a lot of insurance claims, I think.
We play War Thunder with him. That's got to be Wilhelm and so are flying the plane. It's got to be. They're Seems like everyone made it out alive, though, fortunately. Oh, as I say that, we did lose 3 people. Do you think they got whiplashed and fell out of the plane dying?
I'm just thinking of the insurance claim.
We have 3 teams in Severny. That's a little interesting. We haven't really, I mean, on the EU side of things, especially in the Open League, teams have been surprisingly good at avoiding early confrontations. Now, we have had it maybe once or twice per game or every other game, but if we go over to NA, it happens like 3 or 4 teams fight each other every single game. They fight each other, and we said we wanted to see Ravens step it up. Unfortunately, this is not the start to the game they would have wanted.
Yeah, that's literally the opposite. Well, I mean, the only way that could have got any worse is if the flush comes in.
Or if they both die.
Yeah, and then the other one dies. So, there's the flush.
Went for the vehicle too. That is unfortunate. Urs was about to go for the vehicle. Flush didn't happen. Now, Circle's on the northwestern side. And we know the water doesn't really get shifted away from. So, there's technically water on the northern side, but also the river. River can make for some very interesting circles, because unless if you're down around Rusuk, in most areas, the river includes a shoreline which is scary open and exposed. Yeah,
I'm thinking particularly around sort of the east of South George, that entire area. If there's a team on either side, then you can't play it.
Exactly.
So if it's like middle of the map, we're going to have so much of the map that's like dead space.
And it's going to have teams what you would call it, it's going to force teams to stumble across each other, right? Or stumble over each other, because you want to cross and say, oh, I want to get to the correct side. But if there's one team behind you that don't want to, then they're going to be holding you out. Like, they're going to be preventing you, because you don't want to go in the water when there's a team sitting comfortably just waiting for you to get out of it again. So you would have to take those fights with you. And since teams never really agree on saying, okay, 3, 2, 1, now we cross, then we fight, it's going to be so tricky if you get caught on the wrong side.
Yeah, then it just becomes about being the last team to do it. But then the problem
then
is...
you're probably also in the blue.
everyone wants to do that. So everyone just sits in a compound, does nothing, and then you all die.
Yeah, exactly.
So
we see it more often than not.
I sort of want to see if that sort of situation happens, like we have so let's say 3 duos on on the wrong side. I want to see one of those duos go aggressive, like try and push and get rid of the other two.
We don't have time for this. Let's just kill them.
If you instead of running towards the crossing, instead of just sitting there and hoping someone else does, if you can be the proactive team and just make those pushes, then at worst case scenario you get 1 or 2 points from kills, and then you go out. At best case scenario you get like 4 or 5, and you get across.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, you die, but you know what? You were going to die anyway if you've done nothing.
Exactly.
So it's the same scenario. Oh, he wasn't going to punch something? Like hop over to another team with a guy getting punched?
I was so ready for a karate shot there.
Just waiting for the logo to start. That's the next thing. When we have GIF logos in PUBG.
Yes. Oh, yes. I'm loving the sound of that.
Could you imagine? GIF logos in PUBG.
We might see some very
the creativity and a lot of TOS logos coming.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's like the back in the old days in Counter-Strike when you could put graffiti. No.
Yeah, that's their response to.
Back in the old day when you could put graffiti on the wall in Counter-Strike. That was interesting.
Imagine if we had like graffiti, like custom graffitis as well.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that becomes a thing shortly. I mean, it's something that we see be a great success in other games. It allows for a lot of customization and creativity. So if you are supporting a team and you can go and say with like a team logo spray on the wall, why not?
Yeah, I've got a bit of a chase going on. I think I actually stopped. Oh, hello. Noki's scaring off a squeezy. The crash almost happened there,
and
I thought
you always
that looked kind of good. I
want to see it happen.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where it's so unlikely, but you're so hyped for it.
The fact that these ones that we think are gonna hit don't hit tells you how damn difficult it is to successfully pop a guy out of a vehicle with a bolt action like that. There's so much math that has to work out, and so much luck. To be fair, no matter how good you are, that has to play in your favor as well. In order for that,
I mean, those kind of things are like literally just muscle memory, like just. Like a purely, obviously, but like a purely instinctive, I've got a lead right here.
The thing is, when you have a guy run in and you shoot a moving target like this, the guy from 0 to full speed will always have the same speed when he's running. Yeah. So that becomes a muscle memory thing because you know how fast the guy runs, you know how much you have to lead.
That's why
when it's a vehicle, you never know if it's driving 40 or 60 kilometers an hour. Therefore, you cannot know the lead, since you don't know how fast the car is moving. So unless if you have some absurd math, okay, there was those 2 trees, that's going to be a total of...
There's a triangulation,
you can't do it. So there will always be a big element of luck, whereas when you're running, the maximum, or like the immediate pretty much run speed. I don't know how long time it takes to accelerate to full speed, but it's pretty much always the same.
But that's also why we see a lot of knocks around bridges and around fields, because generally speaking, all the cars are at max speed.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of the sort of muscle memory leads that we see are on max speed, so that's why we tend to see it quite often around bridges.
Hold that thought. Let's see here, Vasco. What can you pull off? He does see feet and a head on the other side, but half damage done to both. No knocks coming in so far. Should be able to have a pretty good lineup with a nade. It's gone through, it's gone in. Nice angle from Krasuka. And actually, Horseman gets taken down with that one and knows he had a headshot or something similar on towards Chris, and I think he might push on it.
Yeah, Vasco actually has a Molotov as well, so he can find out the right room. He can get them both down, potentially.
Vasco is alone, though. T-Bone isn't there to help him out. He is coming in now. Jumps out, throws the Molotov off. That should be Krasuka on fire.
Yeah, he's getting a bit toasty in that room. You see he's actually really down low, and now that T-Bone's here, they should be able to push up safely.
So he's going to throw up a flashbang. Is he going to push immediately on it? Yes, he is. Does he know where they got him? No, he doesn't.
T-Bone actually flushed the kill, so they know now he's not in that room. And now it's all about process of elimination. Yeah.
He is still hiding in there. Oh, I'm confused by the orange, like the purple logos in the back. I was like, where is he? But now, honestly, with Spoof and Bob pushing up here, they need to finish this fast and kind of read that there's multiple players pushing towards the compound.
And I'm wondering if they might get a bit confused by that nade, thinking that he's jumped out, somehow got outside. And
he could have bolted through the window through the smoke.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder if it looks like they're actually sort of aware that he's still in the house, luckily. But I was sort of nervous for a second there that they might think he's escaped.
Vasco and T-Bone, you're spending a lot of time trying to get this kill, and all that's happening is that Bob and Spoof are getting into much better positions. The nades are now starting to come in. I think
Is Kasuka making a move? He
Yeah, I
is.
thought he was going to start pushing up, but
He's off.
he's down the stairs.
How's he got? I don't know
He
how
got down the
that's happened.
stairs.
He's going to run straight into Spoof. No
What
way.
is happening? He actually made it down the stairs. They have no idea.
They're housemates now. But they
Have
I thought he was just going to run.
absolutely no clue.
I thought he was just going to run straight into Spoof there. That would have been such an anticlimax. But I want to see Kasuka pull something special off here. It would be so
This
good.
is really confusing. 2.5 teams inside one compound, and they're just playing cat and mouse, but blindfolded.
It's the start of a TV show right there. 2.5 teams.
2.5 teams. Yeah.
Yeah, but the good thing for all of those teams is they are pretty much middle of the circle. So
Yeah.
although they are taking ages in these fights, like they're not in a rush. They don't need to get to the zone.
True.
So they can sort of take their time. They can wait for the perfect opportunity to spring the trap.
Oh, MJO is all by himself, and I, unfortunately for Meisters, don't think he. I mean, there's no reason for him to think there are opponents in this compound, other than the fact there are open doors everywhere.
Unless they spot him earlier and are chasing him,
If
which
he goes for this buggy, he's dead.
yeah,
He's even boosting on
have
the
they
middle
seen
of the
him?
road.
I think they know he's there. I think they were chasing him. So
Yeah, they're both looking at the
yeah.
ring. Yep, waiting for him to go in the car, and... Wham.
oh, they did get him. I thought the blue. I thought the blue.
Didn't hear the shot either.
Oh.
Does go down. Seems like the fight has escalated to some extent. Vasco has found himself knocked. I'm not sure if it was Krisuka or if it was a knock coming in from utility being thrown from the side. Chris actually made it outside the building. He could find Spoof. He's prone by the car. Sneaky
He's gonna stand up and
play.
get it.
The timings.
You can't see it.
The timings in this fight.
It's a ring around the rosy between
really
two different
is.
teams. No one's seeing anyone.
Like a fully functional merry-go-round. There's just no way they ever spot each other.
I don't know what's going on right now.
And they've all got to be so confused. Like, they're peeking the same angles all the time. They just never find each other.
Yeah, this is like a pub game hot drop right here. I must feel at the minute.
That is so confusing. I think Spoof and Bob might be better off just trying to play it safe and say, you know what, we'll kill them when they come to us, but we don't want to engage, because odds are with this circle shifting right now, they'll be in the middle. Chris tried to go for the vehicle. Even smoked it off to get away, but Bob and Spoof ain't going to let him have it. Gonna go down, and unfortunately, Marco, he was trying to get away, but
Is
he's
Vasco
going to
on the
get...
roof? I think Vasquez on the roof. We might be seeing a really sick...
no, he's
I've
behind
lied.
the building.
I think he tried. I think he like.
Oh, he
fell
probably
off.
fell off. Yeah. I mean,
That's
it makes
T-Bone.
sense.
Oh, no, T-Bone's on the roof. There we go. I thought I
That's
saw
what
one
it
up there.
is. That's what it
And now he's
is.
off.
T-Bone jumps down.
tried.
Well, the angle is good, but they can so easily nade
Yeah,
that
but he
roof.
like
so it's
he sprayed
dangerous
up Bob
as well.
so well, but he couldn't quite get the knock. There was one of those things where you do it once and you try and get the knock, and now they're all going to be scared. And like instead of just looking at the windows, now they're looking at the windows and the roof.
They got to be
So,
looking everywhere.
Yeah, so you have that opportunity to get the right angle.
Oh, that's how you spray a person out of a vehicle. Great shots from Mac taking out Mage Bin there. Outside the circle, too, a bit of a feels Batman. I don't think Mage Bin was expecting anyone to be pushing around that side of the map. Unfortunately for him, there was Vac.
Yeah, it's one of the pretty much unpredictable gunfights that happen every now and then, where you just drive through someone that can't find a vehicle, and
Sometimes you got to take it to the chin and just say, well, feels Batman. It could have been me in another situation.
It's always the worry that you tilt there, though. You know,
You can't. I mean, in
yeah.
all fairness, it's
you get some
that's
people
PUBG.
that do.
You get 64 people on the server. I mean, there's so many ways things can go against you, and sometimes the cards you're dealt just ain't the ones you wanted to play.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you get screwed over by the game, and it's just absolutely nothing you can do.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of those times.
Not always anything you can do. And all fair, I think it also requires a good sport to like acknowledge that you get outplayed. A lot of people go, oh, but he's so bad, or oh, they were so lucky, or I mean, I can get not pissed off, but I can get frustrated in situations where I feel like I could have done better. But then sometimes you just gotta come to the realization that, you know what, this guy wrecked me, and there's nothing like. No matter if I had hit 3 more shots, he still completely wrecked me. And now T-Bone, he's wrecking people. Finally, the fight in the center compound comes to an end in game frame. Get eliminated.
Yeah, he went for the roof play once again, and this time it worked out. This time it secured the second and third kill of the game for M47, and now they've got full control of the compound eventually, after what was pretty much a 12-minute fight. But yeah, it worked out in the end. Neither of them went down. They're going to grab a lot of loot there, and they've got 3 kills out of it.
Not the way they probably would have wanted to take that fight when they pushed in their first time around, but it didn't work out for them in the end. I guess they're not going to be complaining. Now let's see where that next circle shifts. If it goes south, we could have a water in for quite a long time, and it does. That is an interesting shift, knowing that the next one doesn't have to go away from water.
And now all these teams on the northeast are basically fighting for 3 positions. You have the plain on the northeastern edge, we have the hill in the middle, and we have the hill on the east. And like
the compound.
Yeah, but down the hill. But yeah, normally
You wouldn't want to lock yourself in there.
Yeah,
but
it's
knowing
very
there's
hard
like
to.
50 teams going forward.
You might probably, but if you're on the hill, you can pretty accurately prevent people from getting up there or getting in there.
The thing is, do you then get third party? I feel like there's a lot of opportunities for teams to push.
I mean, the only way you get pushed on that hill is from the north. So as long as you're aware of that, you're relatively safe.
I would assume so.
But
I wonder how many teams actually cross over to go into crates. Or into North Shore.
I mean, I think North Shore, yes, because you can work your way pretty central, and you can work your way up onto the hill on the northwestern side. I mean, everyone on that south side, I mean, we've only got 3 players. All of them, well, actually, there's a couple on the east as well, but they're all looking for an opportunity to get in now. I'm wondering if maybe Hesbo will try and go from crates into the edge of North
Why would he
George.
want to cross? There's no land ratio.
But it's still statistically very likely to be on that north side.
Yeah, true. I mean, there's a bigger chance that it has to go up there. But
I mean, maybe you'll wait one circle, especially if you're Hesbo, because you're a solo and there's that risk you just randomly get headshot as you're running.
True.
So I expect he'll probably wait, but I think if you're a duo, you're looking for a way across.
I think the thing is, if you're not... oh, hello. Some kind of teammate flying forward from Imsonic. Spots both of them actually one down to real low HP. That's Imsonic finding Sunka. Still one more, 5 HP to work with. Jorgen is out of ammo. He doesn't read it. He doesn't read it. He sweets. No, he gets taken down. Wait, what?
No, Frenchie got him.
He got both of them, and he got taken down the second later.
Yeah, that is such a fortunate time with Jorgen. Ooh. That's where you tilt. That's where you tilt.
That is unfortunate. Marbo gets taken down by Peltic as well. They're trying to rotate over the bridge, but Peltic and Ball in. They ain't gonna let him have it.
Yeah, it's actually, Schluppy's coming in, but he can't quite get the tags. So Ballin's going to make it. He's actually going to stop in the middle of the road. So Schluppy might be able to get the kill here.
Wait, is Maro? Don't jump in the water.
I think he was mid-vault when he got knocked, and he fell off the bridge.
Oh, and it just looked like he was trying to crawl further down towards the water now. It's like, that's not going to get you saved.
That's a speculative nade. It's not really
near anyone.
Short,
a little premature nade throw.
Yeah, I mean, now he's not spayed Peltic.
He's actually allowing for Peltic to cross as well.
I'm a little bit confused.
Interesting play, Schluppy.
Unless he's...
Meisters is waiting for him. This should be a kill. This
might actually be a way for...
at least, yep, Maro finds him.
Schluppy might actually get really lucky here. If Ballin dies as well, the duo on the hill don't necessarily know that there's another player by
I mean, they heard all the nades and shots fired. There's no... I think that's got to be the only reason they hit him.
Yeah, but unless you're properly reading the kill feed, you sometimes sort of assume that the fight has ended, especially given how Ballin just and Peltic just drove off.
I don't think
nobody's going to go down. Yeah.
Marbo is eliminated. Circle shifts, and yes, we do go to the water once more. These shifts are brutal, and given the fact that it never has to go away from here, we talked about, I mean, you mentioned this exact area of the map saying, if there's anyone in those compounds, and if there's anyone on the hill on the northern side, you cannot play anything in between.
Yeah, the only thing you can play are the bridges. You can sort of hide in the
even
poles.
that with a team on the northern hill and a team in the compound south is not going to work. I mean, you're going to be focused by so many different teams, and also the fact that we've shifted out pretty much the entirety of both Georgia Pool and Containers, which would be those two kind of safe havens you could crash worst case scenario. There's nothing to go to now.
Yeah, if you do get under the bridges, like best case scenario, you fluke a couple placement points, but like you can't aggress onto anything if people try to push you.
I mean,
you just cannot do anything.
You can't play the hill before 3 or 4 circles from now, simply due to the fact that, I mean, there is nothing. You're so far out in the open, and you will get focused by multiple sides. Unless if you're 4 people, you're just not going to be able to do it. And we have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 teams on the northern side that have to make their way inside the circle. I do not see how...
I mean, they're not going to fit.
90% of them get there. I mean, it's impossible.
Yeah, this is the thing where we saw NoTag didn't cross the bridge. And, I was saying I would like to see them, but the fact that they didn't now... It might actually reward them because they have so much vision, particularly on that middle hill.
Well, that's a well-thrown nade.
Yeah, all those people on the north are going to have to drive in. They're basically just going to reveal themselves to O'Connell and give it.
Yeah, they're sitting in a god-tier position. I mean, it's one of those games where either they get 20 kills and a win, or they get nothing because all the kills are taken before they find them.
Yeah, well, rotations is about playing the odds in PUBG.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you're trying to maximize your placement. Yeah, you're getting into the circles. But sometimes you sort of commit to the power position that's a bit fluky. You know, the ones where you need to get a really nice shift.
Seems like Infection is subbing for his teammate. Subby was playing with... oh, no, I forgot his name. We started with an R earlier. But
I remember it in a couple seconds.
He's been subbed out for whatever reasons we don't know. But he got himself a kill. Welcome to the game, Infection.
Yeah, it's Maybe with this team it wasn't performing, because it's like, get out.
Do you do that? Do you have like a coach saying you're not good enough for this wingman tournament, and then you get kicked? That would be.
I mean, not at this level. If you're in like a big squads tournament,
squads is
it's available. Yeah, in duos. I think the only way that happens is if you need to go.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I think probably internet issues.
Could be multiple things.
But infection's going up.
One more, exactly. Maybe that's what they need. They saved the ace up the sleeve for the last 3 games, and now he's just coming in and popping off.
They wanted to make it fair for everyone else.
The big brother who's smurfing, coming into it about, we're about to lose the tournament. Can you please come help?
Takes you over your computer. Just goes off.
Let me play. They've hired him.
And now, actually, because Ivis is on his own, they should be able to get control of that hill on sort of the northeastern side. Yeah. And from there, they can get fairly decently into the circle.
Take us from behind. That's what we're talking about. These high ground positions. They're so good for vision. But oh damn, are you visible and vulnerable from literally all angles.
And we saw, I think, 9 teams die in that shift. So it's not quite what we saw in NA, where we saw like 2/3 of the server die in that one shift. If you remember, but
yeah, that is true. We lost 21 players.
Yeah.
That was absurd.
That was manic. But yeah, I'm looking at this. I'm thinking,
if it shifts south now,
you're going to be in
anywhere south. If it doesn't hard shift
extremely
north.
If that compound's in next circle, no tag should be coming out of this game with at least 10 kills. I mean, it's sort of in. This is brutal.
Are so damn hard to play. You have a house. In all fairness, you have all the 1-story houses between Axon and El Giganten are completely unoccupied. The only issue is at this point in the game, everyone bailed their vehicles a long time ago, and there's no way in hell you're gonna run there because it's just a big flat field.
Yeah, you're thinking that whoever wins the North George fight probably gets those houses.
But how do you get there?
I don't think you should be able to just run there because you can deny the line of sight to Elgig.
Yeah, but you can't do it to Sharon up north, though. I mean, that of
course
requiring that he wants to take the fight. Yeah. He can take us on an A, B, actually out crossing as we speak. You can see as well, Porter. Yeah, he's going to go down. I was just going to say, there's no way he's going to make that push.
There was an attempt to
both him and Emil eliminated, and they actually do make it to the house, but they have to clear it, and you can see they're doing it really smart. Running in together, making sure no one's around, close the doors, block line of sight, and they have probably one of the best positions in the circle alongside El Gigante.
I was very nervous that they'd go early and Axon would shoot him in the back, but luckily he didn't peek, so they were just able to cross for free. And now, I mean, I don't think they can possibly be aware that there was someone else in the city bar, maybe if they had a gunfight and killed the first player earlier, but I'm not sure they did.
No, what I think I mean, if this next circle shifts away from Axon, which there's a great chance it will, they just out of the sake of common knowledge, they have to make sure, they have to hold the city until that blue is on them.
But it's one of those ones where you might check it a bit half-assed because you're so confident there's no one there.
But you have to. I mean, I feel like especially in duos, you have to.
I mean, you have to just assume there's snakes
also
everywhere.
Seeing this circle with 20 people alive still, you have to take for granted there are people there. Sharon finds one, finds the second as well. Great shooting. He had 7 kills in the first game and got a win of it too, and now it's 3 this time around, but he is under fire, and we saw him just before. He has to make the run forward. He does have a bit of a dip that he can run towards, but I don't think he'll be in by then. Yeah,
Benk went out fairly early, so Zeron's been in a bit of a rough spot. I think Benk went down the first gunfight, so he's been able to do a lot of work on his own here. But now I'm looking at this. I don't see any way he survives this. Mac and Dark should be able to get the kill sometime soon.
Run towards the wizard tower. You're a wizard, Sharon. I mean, you can do it.
If he has like 20 smokes, maybe. But
and a vehicle. Maybe a BRDM.
Yeah, that would help. That would help.
In
but I'm still not sure you make it. Yeah.
Before flare guns and wingman, that could be the next thing.
Just to annoy everyone.
Ballin, well, he's chilling for now. He's on the edge of the circle. Has found himself a rock close to the water. Whether he's going to be able to stay alive or not from there, I'm not quite sure. You can see one more push across. Now Ivers has to make a tricky run. He's caught behind a tree. Macken. Oh, nope. Sharon is going to be able to find him. Solo player left alive. Finding kills. And now, ooh, this is going to be an interesting fight. Forced to commit to the open. Macken finds him. Down goes Sharon. But great game for the team. Nonetheless, circle going north. Still water in it. But give it.
He's moved in already. I actually quite like that because O'Connell could completely cover that movement by giving.
Willem and Urs as well. Like they're splitting on each side of the
but obviously Willem and Death couldn't prevent, like, because of where they are, and because of how many teams are still in the compounds around them, they can't peek anything.
Can't give it see Willem? You would assume.
He would have to completely expose himself to about 8 players to do it though. But he's actually going for it. Yeah, he's going.
Doesn't he have the eyes from the rocks?
Yeah, he does. But like he has
to lift up far enough.
He has to peek over the cliff. And I think he was waiting for O'Connell to join before he does it.
He does.
But if O'Connell looks west now, then he's going to spot Willem.
Nope. He has that's what I was thinking. He has a little rock formation there that he could hide behind and get the angle anyway.
Yeah, that's why it was like can't really check it without you see. As soon as he runs onto the top of the rocks, Elgig just spray him down.
True, Billum has a nade in hand. Could potentially throw it up. Accent gets found as well. So AAB and Tegas didn't have to hold and look for the last player there.
She got the nade.
Good nade throw, Billum. The mortar comes in. That should be the finish. No, Marrow finds it. Oh, my lord. Can you imagine if he naded himself there? 4 nades used, no points obtained, unfortunately, for Bill, despite getting the knock Marrow and Meisters. They actually have a really good position now, too. They're the only team left on the northeastern side, and they will have that entire hillside to play around.
Yeah, and all these people in the river now can't actually move up without just getting sprayed by everyone that's left in the circle. So it's sort of a... out of that duo and the 2 solos, it's all about who can survive the longest, and it's not O'Connell.
O'Connell has been taken down. The push out from the compound became too much for them to handle. Oh, that's a crate, Hesper. You want it?
I mean, if he goes there, he's just going to get killed by his death. And yeah, he's been spotted.
He's been spotted already. Now you can go to the crate.
I think he's safe, actually.
With low HP.
He's in a little divot.
Oh, no! Urs fell in the water. Oh, could you imagine if he peeked now and saw that? That would have been absolutely amazing. Urs does run back, though. Gets the position. And as you said, he might have a little bit of a rich line that he can hide behind. Ghostar. They know that Tegas and AAB are over there. The rest does come in, but they need to make a good play here. 3 kills so far for El Giganten, and who knows where that final circle will go.
Yeah, I mean, anywhere other than like hard southeast, then you have to think El Giganten are the favourites for this, because Mauer and Meisters will be forced, if not in this circle, over the next, to just run down in the open. I expect they'll probably push around the south and try and take over the bridge position. And sort of hope for the best, but I mean, Elgog's position is so strong in this circle.
You can see Hesper trying to find sneaky peeky angles. He knows he's over there somewhere, but then again, I mean, you can see he could be in the water. I mean, they haven't been able to hold all the time, and while Urs fell in the water, he could have potentially dropped in and tried to cross. So they need to be ready for all of it. Now let's see the second to last circle. Where are we going? Oh my lord, it's going right down on the bridge.
Yeah, you have to think that.
Good night.
I mean, in this, it's Elgig's game to lose right now. Just because, like, those 2 under the bridge will have to run up. And once they run up, there's nothing to play.
Tegas spin up once more. He's going to be flushed as well. Nothing he could do. And as you said, Mauro and Meisters, I don't see them getting off this hillside.
I mean, they can push around to the south.
Maybe,
and like I was saying earlier, they can take the fight with Uzdef and Billing for the sort of the central position.
One thing that could end up killing El Giganten. If they don't leave once whichever fight starts escalating and the circle shifts away from them, they could get pinned in by a team like Billum and Urs, who are actually sitting pretty well right now. Yeah,
I expect that fight on the east won't happen for another circle. So, as you're saying, if it does shift away from the compound, and that fight happens, they just need to go. They need to fly.
That's one of the things that are really hard to estimate. Like, when does that compound go from being your cover to being your obstacle? And many teams have died sticking around for the hard cover for too long because I guess they felt too comfortable, felt too safe in the houses, and then all of a sudden, now we have to run out. All of a sudden, you only have 1 or 2 windows to peek from and run out from, and they'll just hold those angles until you die.
Yeah, if you're not careful, it's going to go from your bunker to your coffin.
Exactly. So hopefully Norgis and Ghostar will time this one right, and I would honestly expect him to move real soon.
Of course he is.
Of course he is.
And luckily for him,
14 and full level 3 gear.
Mara and Meisters pushing round has completely drawn the attention of the trollers here. So I might actually be able to swim quite close and do a bit of damage.
If they can get a knock on towards El Giganten, I don't even think they'll have time to get the rest up. Ooh, from underneath.
He's going to have a headache.
Sneaky peeky angle, sneaky peeky plays. AAB, when are you going to leave, mate? How long is he going to stay for?
I think he's just going to wait until the circle.
He is inside the circle, yeah, exactly. No reason for him to overcommit to anything.
Yeah, because where he is now, he can't be killed. Like there's
unless if El Giganten push miles out into the open and cross down.
And they're never going to do that.
Way.
So, yeah.
This is pretty. I mean, depending on the next circle shift, it's like a top 2 guaranteed for AB.
Yeah, you would expect.
On where the circle goes.
Expect that Uzdef Billum, that fight with Meisters and Mauro is going to be the next fight. And whoever capitalizes on that fight should win the game, I think. I mean, it's going to be rough for Arb, but if one of those duos can quickly wipe out the other one and then turn around and fight Elgig, then they should win the game.
Yep.
But other than that, I mean, if Arb just chills, that's an Arb circle.
This final circle is literally on the rocks in the water. This is a brutal circle, but then again, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, you can't really do a whole lot about it.
I really like this.
I don't mind it too much either. And from a playing perspective, I don't think it's like by any means like it's not unfair, and it's not.
I mean, everyone's in an equally rough position.
It doesn't take the competitive integrity out of it at all. To me, it's just really difficult.
Yeah, this is where utility usage wins you the game. If you can, we see a lot of people just throw a lot of smokes and a lot of nades as soon as they need them. But if you're sort of conserving your smokes, especially Earthdeath's got 6, so that might come in really crucial later on.
Also, one thing that this shows me is that the water changes that were done back in the day with the nerf had this been 2018 early, there would be 90, 6 or 7 players would be in the water. Mara actually jumping in the water now, but I think he might be going to try and cross over the other side and get an ankle. This is not just because he wants. This is not because he wants to swim. He wants to get on the beach on the other side and shoot them, and that's exactly what he's doing. And he might actually get an ankle on towards them. He finds Billum, gets the knock on towards him. No.
No, he's going to do. I don't think they have any idea.
He has it. This is perfect play.
Oh my lord!
Perfect play from Maro. And again, as I said, there would have been 20 players in the water had it been earlier, and he's going to be able to cross back again too.
Yeah, you just abuse the fact that people are so sure there's not going to be anyone in the water.
This is a really, really great play.
And now, I mean, if Arp swings to the North Bank, he might be able to put a backstab into El Giganten.
They have no clue. They didn't even look for him. I mean, no fairness, he was underwater. But you can only stay under for so long.
It's all about whether he goes for it, though. Whether he decides he just wants to wait.
They know there's 3 teams alive. 5 players, duos. They have to check the water.
I mean, process of elimination.
Look at where they are on the map, and look at the fact that they just got a double kill on the east side of the bridge. They have to look at the crate.
But I mean,
you can see Norgis is looking behind them. They know. They must know. They must know at this point.
I wonder if they both.
Hello, there's an arm. Now it's a question of when Meisters and Mara push over. They need to commit one guy to hold. They need to commit one guy to hold.
You see, Norkis isn't moving. Ghost Star's going for the kill, and Norkis is sort of staying on that central point.
Just underhand and Nate down there.
He's actually swum all the way under.
Can you Molotov the water?
He's going to swim right next to him. It's going to work.
No,
he has no idea.
He doesn't see him.
He has absolutely no idea.
Hello. There you go. I like the play. AB played it smart. Mara on Meisters played it smart. This, to me, at least in a duo scenario, proves that the water that we see it now,
it's fine.
It's good. I don't mind it. You can make so many good plays because of the water nerves that has been. You cannot just be like diving for 30 seconds, go up for 1 second, breathe, go under for 30 seconds again. You need to use the water to make smart plays, and we saw it happen twice in a row now.
Yeah, Maro's play there was beautiful. It was literally pinpoint perfect.
Yeah.
But it looks like Elgig should win this yet.
They do.
Ghost Star lands the final spray. Maro goes down, and they were in the advantageous position, El Gigante in that compound, and they were able to utilize it to full effect with a 7-kill win.
That was a very, very interesting game, and what I hope, honestly, can become a norm in competitive PUBG, because it's been something we have not seen at all for the last year and a half. And I think a game like this, I mean, I know, of course, it's going to require more than just one game, but I think this could prove the fact that water is playable.
Yeah. Save the water. But yeah, I would love...
save the planet, save the water.
I would love to see more circles like that.
Same.
I mean, I said, I think on our Miramar games that I thrive on chaos. And that is the sort of chaos that is not unfair and is not RNG.
Yeah, I was going to say,
it's organised chaos.
Yeah, it was just really difficult. I mean, it was like hardcore mode.
I mean, that is literally where your macro plays are what defines your win. And we saw it with Maro. He got the outflank. It worked perfectly. He got Billum and he got Erzdiff down beautifully. And just the mindset to think that is something you can do is just what separated them from a third place.
Really, really, really impressive play overall. I mean, when you have nothing to play around, when you have your backs up against the wall, you got to be super creative, and it worked out perfectly honestly for multiple teams. We saw it early game with the whole compound fight where Krasuka tried to get out of there. This one unfortunately didn't go Billum's way, but overall just smart plays around the water in general. Like to see it. AB, kudos, almost had it there, but in the end it's going to be a El Giganten win. And, well, finally for them, they get themselves on the leaderboard, I guess I should say, in terms of wins. They had 2 wins on Sanhok, and then things were a little quiet. I believe they had 1 win on Miramar as well, but overall, they has been that high so far today. So great for them to get themselves a win. We're going to hop over to a break, and then it's going to be Saint and Hates who will carry through the last 2 games. So, guys, we'll be right back.